one.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Dream Huge podcast. We are back after a 3-week hiatus. It's not that we've been gone. We've been working hard, and we've been never giving up. We've been dreaming huge. I'm here with Mark Gray, slinging deals every day. How you doing, Mark?
Good, Pete. How are you?
Good. Excellent, buddy. I'm here with JP for 3, John Pavlansky. How you doing, JP?
I am doing excellent. I'm excited to be with my 3 Dream Hugers here talking some real estate today, Pete. How are you doing, my man?
Good. Excellent, man. It's been a minute. And we are here with the 3-time champ, Biggy, Justin Bigelow. How you doing, Biggy?
Doing great, Pete. Just ready to hop on here and do it again.
Good, man. Excellent. All right. So we had a guest scheduled today, but we had a no-show. So we're going to wing it today. And sometimes when you wing it, that's when the best content is created. So, folks, look, we don't always talk real estate, but today we are going to talk some real estate. But usually we love talking with movers, shakers, influencers in the community and all over the world. So I'm with 3 movers and shakers here today. We're going to touch on 4 topics today. The real estate market as a whole, the investor mindset and how it relates to the game of Monopoly. How we help folks buy, how we help our buyers buy under list price in any market, and how we help our sellers list and sell over list price in any market. So we're going to share some tips and tricks and secrets. Well, they aren't really secrets. It's just a matter of knowing, having the knowledge and having the discipline to carry those things out. So, All right, so let's get right into it. So the market, specifically the average home price, folks, not only this year, which we just saw last month of last August versus this August, up 5%, 5 to 10%. Not only year over year, but for the next 5 years, guys, get ready because prices are not coming down in the next 5 years. They are only going up. Okay. And fill me in, fellas. Why is that?
Too many buyers, not enough houses. As simple as that, man. Too many buyers and not enough houses. Until that demand starts to slow down and we get more house on the market and more inventory, we're going to see these prices continue to rise. And even the higher rates are not stopping buyers right now. The houses are still going, super quick, going on the market and right back off. So that's our biggest issue is the simple supply and demand issue.
Yes.
Yep, I would agree.
Record low inventory. Record lows still, guys. And what is contributing to that? What is contributing to that record low inventory? It's the same old problems we've had for the past several years. Investors are continuing to snap up houses. They're continuing to buy up these houses. 20 to 25% of all purchases are made by investors, guys. So that thins out an already very low inventory. Builders are just now catching up. They were providing a subpar level of homes to the market for the past 13 years. They have been behind. Okay. They are finally just now catching up to the average supply level. So you figure for 13 years, they were below average. They just now got it back to where it needs to be. So it's going to be a while before we dig out of that hole. And the other huge one is this, guys. 70% of folks have 4% interest rate locked in, 4% or less. So you think those guys are selling anytime soon?
No.
No.
So I'd like to add, why are we going to see prices continue to be high for the next 5 years, at least? We talk about supply and demand. That's where the current market is. But it's about where we're going. Well, where we're going is as soon as these rates dip a little bit, sort of these younger people actually feel like they're actually getting a good deal on the rate. That level of demand is at an all-time high because the birth rate, the average first-time age of a buyer is about 33, 34, or they're coming of age. And they're there this year, next year, year after. And then for the next 10 years, the increase of birth rates from the 90s is going to last 10 years. And it's a level of demand we have not seen in 30, 40 years. And that's why prices will be up, because the demand will be there forever for the next 10 years.
We are about to have that group of home buyers you're talking about. That's going to be the biggest group of home buyers that this generation has ever seen.
It's
It's already, like you said, it's
Crazy.
already hit. What'd you say the average age is?
34.
Yeah. So we have the largest group of 34-year-olds, which is the average home buying age, about to hit the market. And this year, last year, these next couple years, this group of 4 to 5 years right in here is going to that demand from that age group of home buyers is greater than ever. So that's going to
Right.
add to it as well.
It's all
So
the
guys,
millennials.
now is the time to buy. Now is the time to build, right?
Yes.
Now is the time to flip. Now is the time to, however you can provide housing or, improve housing or buy it. Now is the time
Oh
because
yeah.
it's only going to get higher.
Yeah, and I'd like to add
Go ahead.
the fact that we're saying this. We're all real estate guys here. Sure, you might see, oh, we're being biased, just telling you to do a cliche crap. No, this is the truth. This is data. I don't give a shit if the market falls or not. We're gonna win. So if you think we're just trying to up it up so we just make some money on a stupid commission, that ain't it at all. We're here to help you, and we're gonna win no matter what. So
I'm
if
still
market,
buying.
yeah, buying when people are fearful. That's how
Right.
you
If
do it.
it was a buyer's market and we had way too many homes or we had way too many listings, we would be telling you, hey, now's the time to list. Now's the time to
Yeah,
list and sell. You know,
yeah,
the market always moves. You have marriage, divorce, relocation, death. The market will always move no matter what. It's just like you said, Biggie, it's up to us. We're just providing you with the data. And we are investors as well. So we are
right,
buying in this market. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not preaching, hey, just like you said, buy to get the commission. We're buying, we're flipping, we are buying and holding. So yeah, it's just we're just sharing ideas that we talk about on the daily,
right.
with you all. So hopefully that helps.
Well,
So
and another big thing I want to note. Sorry, Mark.
you're
Another
good.
big thing I want to note with the prices rising continuously through the next 5 years is that right now we are seeing record high prices in Richland County, and we're at $200,000. In the nation, the average home sale is over $400,000. So we're still half of what the national average is. And especially with the things that are going on 45, 30 an hour down south with Intel, Google, Amazon, Meta, all these different places coming in, especially Mansfield, Ohio, especially Ohio in general. We're going to see, it's going to be a while until we see prices come down. I mean, we had a seminar where we talked with Dave Stevens on that one, and he explained to us some people were experiencing slower times, and we're kind of looking like, it's not slow for us right now, and it's not going to be for a long time, especially with that added factor of the people that are coming into Ohio, what we have going down 45 minutes south, and where we are at in terms of the national average of the home prices that are selling.
Yeah, we've been pretty spoiled in Mansfield, Ohio, as
Yeah.
in lower prices. There's not too many places in the country that have prices as low as us.
That's why we have several, good friends, good investor friends who invest here from all over the country. They can't believe it. I jokingly call it cash flow Ohio, because the properties flow enough to where the investors can make a profit and reinvest in the property and, and put a little in their pocket at the end of the day. So that's a very valuable thing. That's a very good thing about living here. All right. So I'm going to transition that into, Mark had a great quote about, and we talked about buying. We are buying in this market. We're telling you to buy in this market. So Mark had an analogy, a quote from the Monopoly game. So fill us in on that, Mark. What's that all about?
Let me get it up real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, imagine playing Monopoly, which is basically life, and never buying any assets or investments that generate income. Imagine just going around the board collecting $200, giving your money to the rich, and trying to stay out of jail. That's how most people live their life. So if you're living your life paycheck to paycheck and just not doing anything, not growing, not moving forward, you're not playing Monopoly. You're not living life.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Great
when we
point. You're
play
just going
Monopoly, man,
round
we're
and
playing
round and
Monopoly.
around the board.
We want to buy the properties when you're playing Monopoly. Why aren't
Who
you
in
doing
the
that in
hell
real
would play
life?
Monopoly and not buy a damn thing? I'm like, okay, I'm trying
Psycho.
to buy everything I land on.
You're
Mm-hmm.
freaking psycho
Right?
if you're not buying.
Yeah.
You're just
I
giving it
remember
away.
I remember playing Monopoly when I was young, and I had this older guy. He became a mentor of mine, but he I was going around the board and I was skipping over properties. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm waiting for the boardwalk, man. I want to get that one." He's like, "No, you buy them all, everything you land on, because then eventually you're going to be landing on those and you're going to be giving me money." He's like, "It doesn't matter if you have boardwalk or anything like that, because you rarely ever land on those. It's all the other ones. And then you build up to buy that boardwalk. The person at the end of the game that's winning, he gets boardwalk because he got it off that person that lost it."
Dude, let's go ahead and put Monopoly into high school curriculum, because they need to not only know how to play it, right, Mark, but how to play it.
Right.
Not just learn about the game, but like you said, like your mentor taught you how to play the game.
The
Not just
philosophy.
to play it. You got to know how to play it. Buy the lower income properties work just as well as the higher income ones, the higher price properties. It's the greatest game of all time. I'm just going to leave that right there. It's the greatest board game of all time. Give me one better.
Yeah, and I would say if you want to go get Park Place, that's a place that's a generational sale. It only sells every 25, 40 years. You're going to wait 40 years to go buy it? What are you going to do in the meantime to be able to get it? That's the question. And then it depends how you answer it. You got to do nothing and wait for it? Well, if you do that, you're probably not going to be able to buy it at all. Or you can keep on buying all these little crap properties and work your way up. Then you'll be ready when it comes time to sell it.
So many good lessons there. Okay. So that's our Monopoly conversation. All right. So now we're going to let people know how we help them buy under list price, even in a hot seller's market. So what are some ways that we can help folks buy under list, guys?
Be the first one to the property. That's a big thing. Right when a property hits, and that comes with an understanding with your clients too, and letting them know, we have to be very intentional on hopping on top of these properties as soon as they hit the market. So that's a big thing right now, is just getting out to the property first. If you're able to get in that good offer before anybody else is, there's a good chance you can negotiate and get a lower price than you typically would if you're facing other competition, or you allow 3 days of showings. You know what I mean? So that's the one big thing, I think. And then the other, for me, what I'm always suggesting to my buyers is, let's see what interest they have first. Let's not jump the gun. Let's not, make our offer until we see what kind of interest they have. Do they have any offers? Do they have any other showings? Is anybody else interested in the property? If there's no other offers, we're going to offer a lot differently if there's no offers comparative to if there's 2 or 3 offers on the board. So those are some tips and kind of how I speak to my clients about those different things.
Yeah. How many days on market? How many offers are there in? Now, how do you know for sure if there are other offers in?
You have to ask and hope that you're working with a good, ethical agent.
Right. Can you ask for a proof
Yes.
of a competing offer?
Oh, yeah.
You can ask that you have the offers. They don't have to tell you what the details are.
Yeah. But I can write in my offer, show proof, this is my offer, with an escalation clause. I mean, we might be going over list at this point, but I can ask for proof of competing offer.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask for that.
And with that escalation clause you mentioned there, just because you write it in as the buyer doesn't mean the seller's got to do anything with it. They can actually see your highest encounter.
That's right. Yep.
Just so everybody knows, just because the buyer writes it in doesn't mean the seller's got to follow the rules.
Right. And we could do a whole podcast just on escalation clause. Maybe that would be a good one. But okay, so let me go back to what we're trying to look to save our buyer money at closing. Yes. And buy below list. What about the repairs and the inspection? How can we leverage that?
That was going to be my next thing. Even if you get it at list price, or maybe you get it for 5 over the list price, if you have that inspection clause in there and that remedy period, you still have a good opportunity to ask for some money off. Especially if there's a few things that are kind of concerning to you in the inspection process. You ask for a little bit of money off, and then you can get down below list price at that point. So, and I try to keep my buyers in mind with that too, because they get so strung out on that first number. Okay, we're offering $2,000-$3,000 over, but I'm telling them, hey, we have an option. If anything's bad within the inspection report, we have an option to get that price a little bit lower. So exactly like you said, Pete, it's another opportunity for them to be able to negotiate that down.
Right. Get it in contract. And it's not that we make a habit out of that, folks. Okay. But if there are legitimate things in the inspection report, then yes, they need to be asked for.
Yeah. I was going to say, how can we get them under list price? It's just all about saving money versus maybe paying more than somebody else. Recently, I heard of an actual listing, and there was like 10 offers, and all of the offers are above price, but they were doing inspections. The other guy that actually was told that got it, he didn't even pay over all this money. He just waived his inspection. He's like, hey, I'll give you list price as is. That's it. Well, you got to look at the terms. Like, what's the seller want? Basically, what I'm getting at is terms. It's not always about the price, and it hardly isn't about the price. It's about the terms. How does this situation of the terms help my seller's situation here? And so as a buyer, you know the situation of the seller, and then you can work with that and save your money because it's more so about the terms than it is about the price.
Great
we
point.
get caught up on the price, which is the sexy book cover, when really it's about the guts inside of it.
Right. 100%. Right. A nice clean offer. The cleaner the offer, maybe you can come in on a less actual offering price if you have no inspections, if you're offering to pay for your own title insurance, if you have, a possession, if you're in communication with the agent about possession.
Using their title company if needed, if need be.
Right, using whichever title company they prefer. Yeah, and then you may get away with buying it at a lower price.
Yep.
So great
That's
stuff.
why investors buy stuff for under, because they're paying cash.
Mm-hmm.
Change the terms of finance, they'll pay as is, and so they get a discount essentially.
Great point. Paying cash. Paying cash is a great way to buy under list price as well. Absolutely.
And then one more thing that I think helps with those is writing up a little love letter. Write up a love letter. Telling the sellers how much your buyers like the property, and explaining why they think it's a good fit for them. That emotional feeling, it helps a lot, and it helps make the sellers very happy with the buyers that are getting the house, and obviously it gives the buyers an opportunity to possibly get a little bit of discount, or even, like we said, beat out a higher price because of that letter or those terms.
Sure, doesn't hurt.
I would say to that is just make sure you don't talk about your family. Don't do any of that. It's all about the house. I love the house. I love the flooring. I love the roof. It's about the house, the house, the house. Because if you talk about your family, that's could be considered a discrimination. So as the agent, you should not deliver the letter unless you proofread it and it's basically a listing description. Oh, this house is hot, and give it to the seller, and that's it. Don't talk about how you see your family here.
Great point. Yeah, because where the discrimination comes in as an issue would be where if you're describing, let's say, your family, and you could say, well, my family would love to enjoy Christmas in that amazing room with, they could envision the Christmas tree, and you start giving details about maybe your religion or your ethnicity. In some love letters even include a family photo. That can be a little bit tricky. You want to be careful, with in certain states don't even allow love letters. But in Ohio there still are allowed, and I think I like them still because I think it builds the relationship. And that's strictly and purely all we're using it for. But I could see where a court of law might say, well, you chose your decision based off discrimination from that. So, but just be careful. But again, your agent will help you with that. That's what we're here for. Okay, so how about how to sell over list price? When we list your house, how can we help you sell over list? What are some of the tips and tricks that we do?
Number one, list it right for the right price.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
So you don't want to overlist it. You don't want to underlist it. You want it to be listed at the right price to where it's going to get the most attraction. That's going to get so many people there that everybody's going to fall in love with it to where it's going to go over asking.
Right, because then they start bidding against each other instead of bidding against you, the homeowner. And then you're going to drive and sell over list. It's going to be turned into a bidding war. So how do you ensure that we list it at the right price? How do we come up with the market price?
Looking at the comparables, looking at the properties nearby that sold that are most similar. You have a ranch style 3-bed, 2-bath house. You want to look within at minimum or at most a mile radius, 3 beds, 2 bath, ranch style houses that have sold within the last year, and then compare them. Based on the conditions of the other ones compared to the subject property that you have that you're getting ready to list. Compare them and base how nice this one is compared to the one you have, and adjust the price from there. And then typically, like Mark said, when you never want to list it too high, but you also don't want to list it too low. If I pull up property and I have a market value, let's say of 150, I'm suggesting my folks to list it at 145. That's because it's going to build that competition. More people are going to come in the door. More offers are going to come in. The higher that price is going to get drove up. But also, I'm going to tell them I wouldn't go below 140 and I wouldn't go above 150. That's where that market value is. 5 or 10 below, nothing over, nothing below that. 140 to 150. If it's market valued at 150, typically is where we would likely want to list.
Yeah, the dangerous move is pricing it too high because, I can always come down. Let's price it high because we can always come down.
You can lose.
And that is it sits on the market for 90 days and eventually you get an offer, and it's a lowball offer because they think something's wrong with the property because it's sat on the market for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why it's very important to list at market price. Also, I love doing this, listing with a offers due by date. Okay. It creates a sense of urgency with the buyers and the buyer's agents. And like JP said, one of his tricks was to get that offer in quickly before the other offers. See, but if I'm going against JP, I'm going to have a full week worth of offers coming in. Okay. Because I'm preempting his technique there. Okay. Which does work. JP is absolutely right. But from the seller's standpoint, I want a full week with an open house so I can look at all those offers I've received through an entire week. And then agents think this is taboo or illegal or whatever. Share those details of those top offers with the top offering agents and say, hey, look, this one has better price, but you have better terms. Or, hey, if you really want it, we like your terms. This is where you need to be on price. As long as you have the okay from the seller to share that, which I don't know why they wouldn't okay that because you're looking to get the best dollar for them, share that because that's going to get you the better price for your seller.
It's just like online bidding. You always see what the highest bid is. And people say it all the time. Like, why don't we just see what the highest offer is? Why can't we see it? The rules.
Right.
People don't ask.
Share it. They think they can't share that. It's totally shareable. It's totally allowed to be done.
It's not that you can't do it. You just have to take one more step. Hey, seller, can I tell people?
It's in the best interest.
I don't want to do that. I don't
to get them the highest dollar. So yeah. Okay, another couple of things, JP. All you guys do a great job of is professional photography and staging. So tell us a little bit about that.
Staging. Wow. Biggy, I gotta admit, Biggy told me before I even listed this house that taught me that I needed to stage houses, that I should stage this house. And I said, oh, no. It'll sell quick. It's a good house. Sure enough, we had some showings. So we had this house. It was an empty house. It was a flip, very nice flip, was done well. But we had some showings without it being staged. And it was just really open, it's really white. So a lot of those, I guess not defects, but just, minor things. You see a lot more out there. And we decided, we had some showings, not the greatest feedback, didn't get any offers. We're like, okay, let's get it staged. So we staged the property. We listed it back on the market, and I think it took 2 days of showings, and we got $15,000 over the list price.
Wow.
That is incredibly important because it makes people feel and understand what the house is going to look like when they buy it. Plus, it's just more welcoming when you go for a showing, when there's furniture there and everything like that. Envision it a little bit more. In terms of the photography, that's what gets the people there, man. That's what gets the people there. I mean, how many times do you guys, just even as humans, not even as real estate agents, scroll through Facebook and you see a real nice house and you're like, ooh, and you start sliding through the pictures and looking at it. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. When you see a nice house, the photography's nice, it's staged well, everything looks nice, it looks cohesive, you're going to want to go see that house. You're going to have attraction to that house. So those two things are incredibly important to getting people at the house, because you got a good product, you got a good house. Once you get them there, the house is going to sell itself.
Yeah, it's what we call house porn. People love house porn. They see something nice, they want to keep looking. And that's what sells the house, the attention.
Yeah, no, I think the more pictures, the better. We've had this conversation. Because if I'm an investor or a buyer, I don't want things to be left up, up in the air. I want all the pictures I can get, and I really love how you guys do the aerial shot as well, and it shows the outline because that never fails. You'll be on a showing. What they always want to know: where's the property line? Does it go back behind that tree line, or is it by that shed over? But this way, it's already a visual for them. And it shows you where the property line is approximately, and nice overhead view, black and white around the edge, and the property is in color. Bam, it pops out in color with the property line on there, aerial view. So, shout out to our photographers. You guys want to shout out some photographers who do an awesome job for you guys?
Oh yeah, Jackson Parton, JXN Multimedia, baby, or JXN Media Productions, excuse me. That's been my guy. He's took great care of me, and we actually just did some photos before we did this podcast this morning. So
nice.
Sweet.
I want to add on to the staging. The third flip I did sat on the market for like, I don't know, month, maybe 2 months. It wasn't selling. Me and Jenna took it down, went out, bought all new furniture and stuff, staged it ourselves. It was in contract over asking after that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, over in Shelby. It went in contract over asking after it sat on the market for 2 months.
Wow.
Staging works, folks. So you ask yourself, is your agent using professional photography? Is your agent staging? Is your agent using a deadline for offers? Is your agent helping you price the property correctly at market price? Those things will help you sell over list. So awesome stuff, guys.
It's all about the marketing. The staging, all of it. It's all part of the marketing.
100%.
All right, man. We're up on 30 minutes already. 27 minutes.
Also want to shout out my stager, too, since we're talking about staging. Ashley Ziegelhofer with Simply Staged Company. She just started the business here in Mansfield not too long ago, and she's excellent. I'll send her an address. I'll send her a day when we're ready to be staged. She'll have it staged in a day, maybe 2 days. There's even a property that I got there to go look at her staging, and she was there sweeping the floors and mopping up and stuff and cleaning stuff up. Like, she's awesome, man. Good price, fair price. She does great staging, very quick, good communication. Simply Staged, Ashley Ziegelhofer. That's your girl.
Awesome job, Ashley.
I used her too. She staged our recent flip, and turned out way better.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Love it. Any final thoughts, guys? That was a great podcast for Winging It. You guys are awesome. Amazing info.
Well, the biggest tip for buying under asking and listing and getting over asking is listing and buying with Dream Huge Realty agents.
There you go.
It's as simple as that.
Boom.
Mic drop.
That's right. Cut it off.
Yeah, I'll agree with that 100%. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for listening to and watching the Dream Huge podcast. We'll be back with more guests. Thank you for listening in. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hopefully, we provided some valuable content for you out there today. Thank you for watching. And as always, remember the rules. I got to shout out everybody one last time. Mark Gray.
Yep.
John Pavlansky. And Biggy, Justin Bigelow. As
Let's
always,
go.
Remember the rules. Work hard, never give up, and dream huge. And myself, Pete Peterson. Sorry. Boom. Have a great day, y'all.